It's Friday, March 23rd, 2018, and this is FYI, Nash Community College's very own news program. I'm Xavier Johnson, and we'll be showing you what's been happening on our campus and in the surrounding community this past week, and what you don't want to miss coming up in the weeks ahead. So without further delay, let's jump headfirst into this episode's Weekly Rewind. Nash Community College students graduating this spring are beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and the excitement is beginning to build for the spring commencement ceremony. Nash recently announced that James Fletcher Goodman, President and CEO of Capital Broadcasting Company, will deliver the address at the curriculum commencement ceremony on May 11th. It also was announced that Mary Beth Holmes, NCC Director of Student Wellness and Professor of Humanities and Social Sciences, will deliver the address at the Adult and High School Equivalency Commencement Ceremony on May 10th. Both ceremonies will be held in the Brown Auditorium in NCC's Business and Industry Center and will be streamed live online at youtube.com/NashCom College. Spring is here, and that means it's time to look forward to NCC's youth summer camps. No matter what your child's interest is, there's a camp for them. Some of the camps offered are disc golf, basketball, STEM, culinary, musical theater, and photography. And those are just to name a few. If you're interested in enrolling your child in one of these summer camps, registration forms are available on the second floor of the Continuing Education and Public Service Building. Or you can contact Francesca Fenderson at frfenderson191@nashcc.edu. Last week on FYI, Kate told you about the new club here on campus about the game Dungeons & Dragons. Cielo Gomez recently talked with the club president, vice president, and secretary to learn more about the D&D club as well as the adventures of each role in D20 unfolds.
Hi, I'm Cielo Gomez, and today I will be talking with some of the members from the new club at Nash Community, Dungeons & Dragons. So, hello, thank you all for joining me today. Could you all introduce yourselves and mention the position you hold in the club?
Hey, I'm Luke Eason, I'm the club vice president.
I'm Anthony Harrell, I'm head of communications.
I'm Nicholas Theocules, I'm the president.
All right, well, my first question for y'all is, how did the club come about, and whose idea was it to form it?
Well, I think it mainly came about when, I remember one day in class, we weren't really doing anything, and I think Nick turned to me and he was like, you know what we should do? We should make a club for club hours. And what, just take it from there, what else happened?
Really beyond that, for a while we've been playing in the library and we didn't have room and we couldn't really make any noise, so we were like, we need a place to actually play. And it was kind of just a group effort.
It was, wow, that's awesome. How would you describe Dungeons & Dragons for people who are not familiar with it?
A lot of reading, dice rolling, adding and subtracting. What else?
Well, that's all the hard parts.
That's all the unfun stuff.
Yeah.
If you've ever played any kind of fantasy game, like World of Warcraft, anything like that, if you're into card games like Magic the Gathering, that basic theme of fantasy, that's basically what it is. However, playing it basically drops you into a world and you get to do whatever you want. So think of a video game, but more freedom.
Gotcha. Okay. Are the characters in the games actually ones that already exist, or do the players create them? And what are some of the most interesting characters y'all have created? Maybe y'all could talk about that.
You can do either a predetermined character from, like, if you're doing something set, like Lord of the Rings, if you're playing through a game based off that, or and most of the time, it's just a character you make completely for what you want.
Yeah. I'll talk about, I guess we can go down. I'll talk first about my most interesting character. I had a musician who played in the circus. His name was Gingle Tingle. He was he was a really tall dude with a small little lute, and he had a top hat, and he was in the circus, and then he ran away to find adventure and things of that nature.
I played as this one dude. Basically, he ran around in a bear pelt because that's all he could afford for clothes, and all he did was just punch things in the face. He also had a daughter that was a tree.
That's interesting.
Probably my favorite character was a fighter wizard. and his name was Sirloin of Groin.
Y'all have very creative names.
Oh no, I didn't make that.
No?
I took that from my dad.
Okay, well that's awesome. I can see how creative y'all get with these characters. That's awesome. What is the role of the Dungeon Master in this game?
The Dungeon Master they host and run the game. So the players do what they're doing, but the DM does everything else for the game. So they play for the monsters, they play for other like NPCs, they make the world, they do everything else.
Think of him like a mediator. You know, you have kindergartners, you know, running about, but you know, someone's got to be in charge of them, basically. That's basically it. They run the game, like he said. They solve disputes, create the world, basically. Anything like that.
And then they just come up with that themselves, everything that they do.
They provide the structure of the game itself, basically.
Okay. And is there just one Dungeon Master, or can different participants in the game be the Dungeon Master?
That's honestly up to the group of players.
Okay.
Most of the times, if we're playing, we'll have one person that's a set DM for a game, but we might have multiple games going with other people being as DM for those games.
Yeah, in terms of having more than one Dungeon Master for just one game, that's only really if there's a huge amount of players that only one person can't, you know, manage.
Can't control it.
Yeah, if it's like a group of 20 people, then you're going to need more than one person as a mediator.
Yeah, and that leads me to my next question. How many players can actually take part in each game? It can be
Honestly, as many as you want, but I wouldn't recommend above 4 or 5 because we used to play with 8 people and that was way too much for me.
I would recommend starting with about 3 people for your first game if you're trying to get into dungeon mastering. Currently, 4 is a nice number for me. However, I can do a maximum of maybe 7 before I start to lose my mind and go crazy.
Okay. So it's easier to just keep it low.
Yeah.
4 to 6, somewhere around there.
And currently in the club, how many members do you have?
It's about
22, 23,
Well,
somewhere
that's a
around
lot.
there.
That's good.
Right around there. Yeah.
But if someone is interested in joining the club, who do they need to contact?
Really, if they want to join the club, we have, you know, on the website, there's a number to contact if they're interested. Also, if anyone would like to show up, just show up at the room at any time, because usually, because there's so many people in the room, there's going to be at least one person at any given time in the room. It's room 4007.
4001.
4001?
4001.
4001 in D building. And you just walk in. We're really friendly. There's sign-up sheets within the sign-in and sign-out sheet binder. So if you're interested, just come on by.
Yeah, well, that's great. That's awesome that y'all worked hard to make it a reality, and it sounds really fun. So a lot of people should join.
Welcome back. It's now time to talk about what's coming up here on Nash Community College's campus. Students, staff, faculty, and community members, mark your calendars for April 6th for Nash Community College's 5th annual Oyster Roast and beer tasting event. Participants will learn how to roast, steam, shuck oysters while sampling a variety of rich, non-traditional beers, all on NCC's Tuscan patio. The cost is $65. And for more information, call 252-451-8216 or visit nashec.edu/conedreg. Nash Community College students will not be on campus next week because it's every student's favorite time of the year, spring break. Spring break will be March 30th through April 6th. If you're not currently a NCC student but would like to enroll in one of the college's 99 academic programs, student pre-registration begins Wednesday, April 11th from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. in the Broughton Auditorium. And on Thursday, April 12th, registration will move to the Student Enrollment Services. Students, faculty, and staff are invited to participate in Nash Community College's co-ed softball team and the City of Rocky Mount League. Games will occur on weeknights, bats will be provided, and players will need to bring their own gloves. The season begins April 16th. Individuals interested in participating should stop by the Continuing Education Office or email frfenderson191@nashcc.edu or call 252-451-8216. To prepare future Nash Community College students, Nash has two summer two summer programs for future students. The first is the Summer Bridge program. The Summer Bridge program is a 15-day intensive summer course offered at NCC, where students will learn about everything Nash has to offer with special guest speakers from each program. Students will also take ACA 122, which is a college preparedness class that all students here at Nash has to take. So in this program, students will start out early on getting their college credits. The early bird registration fee is $85 until May 18th. After that, the fee will increase to $100. This fee covers college courses, seminars, and guest speakers. Need-based scholarships are available. The deadline to registration is June 27th. Orientation will be held July 10th, 2018 from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Nash Community College. To register, visit www.nashcc.edu/summerbridge. The second program is NCC is also offering a career in college promise boot camp. For rising high school juniors and seniors interested in getting a head start on college courses through Career and College Promise, qualified high school age students have the opportunity to begin their college education tuition free. The camp will meet on July 10th, 12th, 17th, 19th, and 24th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at NCC. The fee to participate is $65. To register for the boot camp and other summer youth programs at NCC Continuing Education Department or online at www.nashcc.edu/summer camps. NCC students are invited to participate at the 2018 Student Expo at Bluefest. The Student Expo is a showcase focusing on interdisciplinary academic achievement, original scholarships, students with original work such as, but not limited to, projects, papers, or speeches from any discipline at Bluefest, April 28th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're accepting applications through April 12th. For more information contact Professor Latham at rolatham096 That's it for this week's episode of FYI. And remember, there will be no new episode of FYI next Friday because the college is closed. But we'll be back April 6th to fill you in on all of what's been happening here on campus and all of what's coming up. I'm Xavier Johnson alongside with the rest of the Studio 67 crew. You guys have a great weekend.